Today, let's talk about relationships and the lessons they teach us, especially when things get tough. Because relationships are like music, man. Never make music with someone who doesn't vibe with your lyrics. Some people will sing your words, others are just gonna mess up the rhythm. And your energy is precious. Who you share it with can make or break you. I'm telling you. The last serious relationship I was in ended about 8 years ago. Yeah, it's been a long time, but that's because I chose to focus on building myself into the best version of who I could be. And I still am. There were years when I wasn't ready for a partner. I was carrying around unhealed wounds, just emotionally closed off. I had a lot of armor on. And I'll tell you what, if you're not right within yourself, you won't be right with anyone else either. You have to fix yourself first and heal your wounds. You see, the relationship you have with yourself is the most important one you'll ever have. So learn to love yourself. Discover who you are, your flaws, your strengths, and what you truly want in life. You have to figure that out first. And if you're always relying on someone else to fill that void, you'll be walking around feeling incomplete. Self-love is the real foundation, bro. Because if you don't love yourself, bro, how can you expect anyone else to? Now, I'm not telling you to stay single for 8 years like I did, but what I am saying is there's no timeline when it comes to figuring yourself out. Now, this last relationship that I was in, I was with this girl for about 2 years. We practically lived together like we were married. And this last serious relationship taught me that you can't just settle because you crave to have comfort. After the Marines, when I got out in 2014, I was lost. I was hungry for stability and I was desperate for love. I ended up with this girl, let's call her Jessica, who I thought could provide that stability. You know, having someone that could just cook and clean for me and, you know, tend to my needs and everything else. But in reality, we were like oil and water. We just didn't mix. And I moved out of state for her. I went into debt, living a life I couldn't afford, all because I thought I needed her to feel secure. I thought that I needed this woman to feel secure. And I was just a young dude, had just turned 23, trying to find my place in the world. I was fresh out of 4 years in the military, thinking that I could fix my life by adding someone else to it. Huge mistake. I let Jessica use me because I didn't have my priorities straight. And when things got really bad, they got really toxic. Like shouting matches, tons of resentment built up, and there was even physical confrontations between us. And I held a lot of resentment towards her, and it built up like plaque. Because if you harbor all these feelings in, resentment is actually something that builds up like a plaque unless you address it. Resentment builds up like plaque if you don't deal with it. It eats away at you and it brings out parts of yourself you didn't even know existed. That's why you can't ignore it. And I stayed in that toxic mess way too long, and it turned me into someone that I wasn't proud of. I found myself trapped in a relationship that didn't serve me with someone who didn't appreciate the things that mattered to me, like fitness, growth, and just overall self-improvement. But we were just totally different people. And I actually, at the time, didn't really appreciate the things about her that made her unique. But that's the thing, relationships are like music. Don't waste time making music with someone who doesn't appreciate your song, your lyrics, because that's what you are all about. You deserve someone who gets you, who sees your value, and someone who matches your energy, or at least complements your energy. Maybe you're looking for a partner who loves fitness as much as I do. Maybe someone who's just into personal growth as a whole, someone who's ready to build a future. Maybe someone that doesn't just want to live in the moment, but they are aligned with where you're going, and maybe you guys have similar goals. Maybe you just get each other, and maybe you just complement each other. But finding your person starts with knowing yourself first. So, do you know your non-negotiables in a partner? Do you have a list of what your ideal partner looks like, both physically and emotionally? I want you to really think about that and write it out. What does your ideal partner look like? That's an exercise you can do. What characteristics and qualities do they have? What do you see your ideal partner as? Like, bro, I'm telling you, make that list And it's an action step that most people skip, but it is so important. Because if you don't know what you want, how are you ever gonna find it? So for me, I'm looking for a woman who's in great shape, she values her health, loves to cook because I don't really, and someone that has a mindset that's open to growth. Someone who's kind, patient, and shares the same values. And here's the key. She has to be aligned with my beliefs. She has to be aligned with my lifestyle and where I'm going in life and be supportive of that. I'm not looking for someone who's into partying or living recklessly because honestly, I've outgrown that phase of my life. And at the end of the day, your external world is a reflection of your inner world. You attract what you are. So if you want a high quality partner, you need to level yourself up first. You have to focus on becoming the best version of you, not just for them, but for you. This takes a long time. This can take months and years. And if you end up being single for years, that's okay. You have to find what you like. You have to find what you love. You have to figure yourself out first. And you can't really attract the right partner for you. You can't really attract your ideal partner unless you do the inner work. So I encourage you to go make a list of what that person looks like, of how that person acts. Make a list of all the things that you want in a partner, and then reverse engineer and think about, okay, well, what would that person want in a partner? So then you have to become that person, but you see, you're becoming that person for you first. You got to take care of you. So I encourage you to go out there, try new things, meet people, figure out what you love in life. Find out what it is that you ultimately want out of your life. What kind of life do you want? You have to design your life, dude. It's just like if you're on a road trip and you don't know where you're going and you're just driving, you're not gonna get there. But if you have coordinates and you have your GPS set to where you're going, you will get there. So you just gotta figure out yourself first, figure out who you are, what you want in life, and you literally have to become that ideal person. And when you become the ideal person, and when you are living your life on your path, living your life for you, taking yourself out on dates, doing the things that you love, when you are on your path, then you're setting yourself up to meet that person eventually. And at the end of the day, the woman will find you. You don't have to get on all these dating apps, Bumble and Hinge and Tinder and everything else, because when you are building an amazing life, they'll find you. Because dude, it's not that hard to win these days. You see these guys out here, all these guys out here, fat, out of shape, no goals, no ambition in life, eating unhealthy, playing video games all the time. Bro, literally, it is not that hard to win. Hit the gym, outline some goals for yourself. Think about where you want to be in 2 years, in 5 years, 10 years, but think about where you want to be in a year and start, reading more, listening to podcasts, YouTube channel. Start growing as a person from the inside out, learning more, becoming smarter, and start structuring your life in a way that truly resonates with you. Go travel, go meet people, go out and do things that you enjoy in the environment that you really feel like fits who you are. And when you start doing that and putting yourself in these situations, start getting out of your shell more and going and experiencing life, then you are putting yourself in a position to meet your partner. But at the end of the day, you have to first become the person in order to attract your ideal partner. If this video hit home for you guys, do me a favor, smash that like button, drop a comment and subscribe. Let's keep growing, let's keep evolving, and I'll see you guys in the next one.